Hi everybody, today I'm going to teach you about spectroscopy. Spectroscopy is a science that studies elements in their gaseous form using diffraction. I'll tell you a little bit more about diffraction later on. So the three things I'm going to tell you about in spectroscopy are the properties of light, how spectroscopy works, and what my project is basically about. So the four properties of light are interference, refraction, reflection, and diffraction. Diffraction and interference are basically the same thing. I'll explain that too. So reflection is when you have a light and when it bounces off the surface and then comes back at a certain angle. So let's say you have a flashlight. When you point the flashlight at the mirror, it will bounce back at another angle. Now, refraction is when light bends at when it travels from one media to another media. So let's say you have a pencil and it's going from air to water. So originally it's at air and you find it going in one direction, but when you put it in the water, it moves to another direction. This process is called diffraction. Now diffraction is completely different. Diffraction is also is used with spectroscopy, like I said before. It is when there's this tiny slit. And when light passes through the tiny slit, it spreads out. And interference is basically the same thing, except with two slits. So it creates a pattern of dark light, dark light, dark light, dark light. Talk about the design spectroscope. So right here you see I have a long pipe and then a curved pipe. So right here, there's a diffraction grating. It says 1,000 lines per millimeter. That is a very small. So when light passes through, it'll create a very nice gas. Then there's a slit here, which I'll explain what the use of it too. So when you point this, you'll see gases, but you really don't know why right yet. So when light passes through an element's gas, the electrons get very hyper. Then they emit photons of different frequencies, which create different colors in the spectroscope. When the frequencies come through the slit, it straightens out so that the diffraction can read it and space it. So that's the reason for that there's a diffraction grating. Now, here's my project. My project is is asking, does different elements have different types of gases? Now, obviously, you can see from here that this one is sodium, neon, fluorescent, and incandescent. Now you can see that they have different lights. This one has two distinct yellow lines, while this one has like red and yellow and a little bit of green. This one has very distinct lines and is much like the incandescent, except the incandescent is kind of mixed in together. What I did was that I got the spectroscope, and for neon, I pointed it at the neon lights, which will look like this. They're very distinct. You'll probably see them before too. Then I got a regular incandescent light, like this. And then a fluorescent light, which is those energy-saving things that you hear about. And then I got a high-pressure sodium one, which is a street lamps outside. And then this was basically the rest of my science fair. That's basically it. I hope you like my presentation. Thanks for watching. Bye.